Hasbro Pulse Premium fans, so we are here for our Ghostbusters segment today. So that's right, it is still Ghostbusters HasLab campaign time. So we are almost 2 weeks into the campaign of our incredible anniversary edition Ectomobiles, and we are joined by some very special friends. Oh, I also forgot to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Emily. I work on our marketing team. I am joined by...
I'm Pat, graphics and one of the designers on this lovely project.
Perfect. And we are hanging out with our friends.
We are Yes Have Some Podcast, and we are so excited to be here and check this out. This is incredible. This is amazing. And I don't know, dreams come true. They do. Confirmed.
So thank you guys for hanging out to chat all things ectos with us today. So we have been having a whole lot of fun working on this project, but we thought we would give you guys some opportunities to ask some questions. Maybe you had been asking on behalf of the fan community. So what are some of the burning questions we have not addressed in our Ecto HasLab campaign as of yet?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, this is amazing. I don't know which one to look at. To see them both here is like kind of taking me, I don't know, making me a little emotional. Is that weird? It's a toy, but this is what I care about more than anything.
We always get emotional over Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's not weird. It's dream fulfillment territory.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as far as questions go, I mean, I want to know more about like the design and like just kind of what went into bringing something like this to life, because seeing it in person, the amount of lights, we heard the sounds earlier, the amount of accuracy, like the historical accuracy, is beyond impressive. So I kind of want to know as a fan, just like, what went into it? How did this even get off the ground?
That is an excellent question. So as viewers at home may know, we kind of do development a little bit backwards on HasLab campaigns. So we have been working on this project for a very, very long time. So it has been one of those kind of internal Hasbro secrets that honestly we started teasing like 6 months ago. So it wasn't even a particularly well-kept secret. But we knew that we really wanted to do something incredible for Ghostbusters fans that hadn't been done before. So we have heard your comments on Plasma series. We know that you wanted more Plasma series. And so the top 3 things that we really heard everybody saying is, we want ghosts, we want an ecto, and we want Ghostbusters 2. Mm-hmm. And so this was really a project that was assembled specifically to address all 3 of those needs. So we know that it's been a while since we have had new product for the Plasma series line, but this is kind of the story that we wanted to tell, and we wanted to make sure that you were able to get all of it in one fell swoop.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's amazing. Should we start with the ecto?
Yeah.
Yep. Because it is like a story. It progresses to, obviously, Ecto 1A and Ghostbusters 2. It's kind of cool that GB1 and GB2 both have an anniversary, like a 35 and 40 in the same year. Mm-hmm. So fans have wanted a 6-inch scale Ecto 1 forever. It's never happened. It's really never even come close. It feels like you need an Ecto 1 with your Plasma series figure. So like it makes sense, but what is the challenge of bringing this to the market? Like, because it is big and there is like an incredible amount of like research that goes into it. Like, was it more risky to do something like this as opposed to another item that, another prop or something like that? Is this more of a challenge overall?
Oh, this was.
Okay. Okay.
So from a development perspective, this is one of the most complex projects that we've ever worked on at Hasbro.
Okay.
The amount of electronics, the detail in both of the vehicles is kind of bananas.
Okay.
It has been a joy to work on, but holy smokes, has this one been complex. Pat, I don't know, do you want to talk a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I have never seen more research go into a project in my entire life. The amount of spreadsheets, Word documents, folder structures, it was, there were pictures of every ounce of detail of the car. I mean, you guys know we worked with the Ectotech team, Greg and Kip and Marty, and they had so much like research done already that they just sent us, I think it was like 30 gigs worth of files for us to comb through.
Yeah.
And they had, it was just like, here's a fragment of a photo of a tail light. Like, please make sure you get this detail.
Yeah.
And, we would have conference calls and video calls with them where we would pour over every meticulous detail just to make sure, like, hey, what angle is this siren grill at, and it's like, okay, make sure it's rotated this way. This is supposed to be chrome. This is like, and we really made sure that every little thing that a lot of people miss when they're making an ecto, whether they're making a real replica, some of the stuff that's out there on the market now, there's little details that get missed, they get overlooked. Our goal was to try and hit as many of those as possible with these cars. So really like diving into the actual 59 millimeter, figuring out the ins and outs of that car. I'm pretty sure our product designer, Eitan, if he were to want to build a full-size car, nothing would stop him.
He could.
I've never seen a guy get more invested in a car that he wasn't building himself.
That's amazing. So, okay, you talk about the accuracy, just looking at like the overall package, because there are two offerings. So there's the standard package and the deluxe. So like, what is the advantage for fans to just have like the all-in bundles versus the traditional stretch goals?
Yeah, so this is kind of a unique HasLab offering in that, we all know there have been no new figures for Plasma series for the last 3 years. And so we really wanted to be sensitive to that. And so we ultimately did not want to make fans wait until we hit a third tier unlock to know that you were going to get everything that you wanted as part of this
Take some
offering.
stress off it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of our way of saying, like, look, we understand. And so you can, as soon as we hit 12,000 backers across both of these offerings, you get everything. You get the whole story. You get this whole kind of world that we have built. You don't have to wait with bated breath for the whole campaign to be like, oh my gosh, am I going to get the last 2 Ghostbusters that I need to complete this set?
Right.
Right.
I've
It's
lost
an
sleep.
It's an instant collection.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
For anybody who maybe didn't pick up
Right.
the other figures,
Yeah.
they're just good to go.
That's a really good point. So like, even if you've never bought a Plasma series figure before, maybe you're a casual Ghostbusters fan, or maybe you just never got in, you can like, even if you just do the standard set, you're going to get the Library Ghost and the Slimer. Can we talk about the ghosts just a little bit?
Yeah.
Because, like, Abby, we were looking at these earlier.
Full detail. Well, first of all, the translucence, like the lighting effect on the ghost is like absolutely gorgeous. Totally pops. Slimer, obviously, I love the attention to detail, like all around, including the back. Like spin him around
We
for
can
me.
say butt, probably.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
accurate.
You could spin him around.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
here for. I can do a little spin.
Yeah.
A little spin.
But like,
Kill 'em.
we've literally done whole podcast episodes recently.
Yeah.
We talked about
Breaking
it.
down every Slimer.
Breaking
Yeah.
down every Slimer that's ever been sculpted, and you're pretty opinionated.
Well, I am, and that's where the work shows or the research shows, because there are so many Slimers out there, and so many of them don't quite look like what Slimer looked like. And now we have what I think is probably the best sculpt of a Slimer that's the most accurate to the film that we've ever gotten before. And that feels like a big deal. Like, we literally did just do a big episode,
Yeah.
about Slimer specifically. So.
Yep. That's how we spend our time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrate Slimer.
Sorry, I'm doing the research into
Yeah.
making sure. I'm like, how many wrinkles does Slimer have above his shoulder? Like,
That's so
It's
funny.
important, yeah, and you
Yeah.
can tell your attention to detail with these. Like all the little nuances are just so.
Yeah. And then, so what I love too is the detail here on the gurney and the 4 proton packs. So like, it comes with 4 packs and the gurney, correct?
so the deluxe
The
comes
deluxe
with the 4
does.
packs,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
the base also comes with the gurney. So
Okay.
if you have any of the other Plasma series figures, those packs are compatible with the gurney.
Okay,
as well.
cool. So that's another cool thing. Like, when you think about the deluxe, like, it's not just you get the ecto plus the conversion kit, which is like also a real sign of like ingenuity. Like, hey, is there a way that we could, maybe you just want to buy the deluxe and every 6 months switch it out or something like that. The fact that you can just convert that to that is blowing my mind. Like, and also like, real talk, we just saw these for the first time 3 minutes ago before we started filming, and I'm really taken aback. I'm really impressed. Not even just as a Ghostbusters fan, but like as a toy fan. I'm sure car enthusiasts will there's something here for everybody, because like, I don't know if maybe there'll be shots, but like even the interior, there's just a lot of detail, like way more than you would even really need.
Right.
But I guess that's what makes HasLab different than a regular release.
Yeah.
It's the amount of detail both inside and out in the car. there are some kind of toyetic licenses that we had to take in order to, get the figures to sit in the car.
Sure.
Because action figures don't necessarily bend like
Right.
regular
Right.
human bodies do.
Right.
As you know, limitations of articulation and
They bend
whatnot.
like me.
But the amount of detail, so this is, we're not necessarily calling this a prop replica, but this is a incredibly highly detailed toy that we have tried to make as accurate to the franchise as we possibly could.
We are all obsessed with Ghostbusters 2. Like, it is. Look, I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm obsessed with the excesses of Ghostbusters 2, and
Yeah.
like the lights and the sound and like just how much is up on top of that roof. The fact that you were able to replicate that and have that, it's incredible. And having just seen it, like Craig said, it's identical.
yeah.
It's a maximalist dream.
It is,
Yeah.
it is.
Yes.
Because, like, the second movie starts and they're back in business and they're like, let's just bigger, better. Like, even the logo, like, if you really think about it, like, logistically, doesn't really make sense that they would put that
Right.
logo on their uniform, but it just means a lot. Like, it represents like a specific time in the Ghostbusters fandom that people are so fond of, and it's right around that time that the animated series was peaking and people were like really ready for that sequel to come out. So 35 years later to have this, it just doesn't feel like something that could be a reality, which that's the thing we keep talking about. Like, we've been talking about it all morning. Like, can you believe that this is a thing?
Right. To have them both at this scale, like already thinking about what my collection's going to look like and where I'm going to put these and how they're going to sit is just.
And the sideboards are really cool. How did you guys pull off that effect?
So there are 7 swappable LED signboards that we've got made with different phrases on them from the movie. You've got your "We're Back," Ghostbusters, For Hire, and you can really just customize it. They slide in and out. We're working to make sure that those look as movie accurate as you can. LEDs at that scale, to make those LED boards is a little prohibitive. So doing it this way we thought was the best way for customization and affordability for the fan community.
Cool. So this is built to convert from the Ecto 1 to the Ecto 1A. Now, if you convert it to the Ecto 1A, is the sticker sheet one and done, or can we convert back?
Ooh, that's a
Excellent
good
question.
That's a
So
great
we are
question.
working towards having them be kind of restickable. In
Okay.
theory, industry standard is about up to 5 times, but you can swap out the roof racks as many times as you would like, so there's no limitation to that. But
Cool.
the decal sheets are delightful and plentiful.
Very
It's been really fun seeing
There's
them
a
come
lot
together. Yeah.
I like the idea of like every morning at 9 a.m. you're like, oh, time to put my new roof rack on
Yep.
for my
Yeah.
daily tradition.
That's the point.
That's awesome. Okay, good to know. So people have wanted Ghostbusters 2 Plasma series figures since the beginning, right?
Yep.
Even when the first wave came out, like even before, new movies were coming and stuff, people were saying, we want GB2 Plasma series. How fun was it to kind of bring them to life with like the charcoal uniforms? Then these are new face sculpts too, right?
All new head sculpts.
Okay.
Yep. And we actually removed the leg hose. Big thing that gets overlooked when Ghostbusters 2 is thrown around is that they don't have leg hose adapters in the charcoal suits.
Right.
So we worked with Ghost Corps just to double, triple, and quadruple check.
Sure.
But Eric over there is super nice and super resourceful. Was like, hey, yeah, that's exactly right.
Yep.
Get rid of the leg hose. So we did that, and then obviously everybody's been talking about slime blowers for a long time.
There they
Yeah, we've been waiting.
And there
And
they are.
look great. The amount of detail on
And
those
they
slime
look
blowers.
great. The amount of detail on those slime blowers, and let me just take Winston here and give him a little rotation and hope that he doesn't fall apart. There we go. But the amount of detail on those the blower packs is fantastic. They look just like they look in the movie. And it's so fun to be able to have those as part of the collection too. And we've got these streams here that go with them. So, perfect.
Yeah.
It breaks up all the khaki.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta have it.
One of the big things is, how many guys in khaki suits do we need? In my personal opinion, all of them. But there are some other suits that deserve a moment in the spotlight, and
Sure.
being able to color match that charcoal exactly, which is also, I know in the fan community, is tough to nail.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lifeguard puck that's on there too for the belt detail.
Yep.
Yeah, we really, again, research. Our product designer, Eitan, has more pictures of the cast of Ghostbusters saved that, if he deleted them, his computer would get physically like.
Yeah.
I was right. I was saying I would like to live up to that challenge to see who's
Yeah.
got more Ghostbusters cast members saved in their
Yeah.
phone. Like,
Well, as a fan and as people who have done costumes and been a part of the community, like having all those photos on you, that's just something that we're used to.
Yeah.
Constantly messaging
Quick
each
reference,
other.
quick
or messaging-
reference.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I want to talk about like the full package here, but this is kind of a big deal, the Lewis Tully, right?
Yep.
So, can you explain how we as people investing in this HasLab project are able to get our hands on this guy?
Yes, so Tully is part of our 2 weeks to Tully early bird offering. So that means that if we hit our backer goal in the first 2 weeks of the campaign, so that means that you have until November 2nd, so that's 12,000 orders by November 2nd, then everybody who buys one of these anniversary edition ectos, whether the base or the deluxe version, comes with a Tully figure. So it's a nice little addition, and just as a reminder, in case you have not backed yet, we will not charge anybody's cards until the campaign closes. So that's 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on December 2nd. So if you are thinking about it and you're like, wow, you know what, I'd really like a Tully figure, you can just go ahead and back right now, and we promise we won't charge you until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on December 2nd.
That's something I like about HasLab.
Yeah.
It's like a community event, right? You can back it early, you won't get charged, and you can help bring this guy to action figure form. Ghostbusters 2, that's like the funniest part of the movie. Like, how is this?
Yeah.
This is amazing. Yeah.
And we're all kind of in agreement that we think the Tully face sculpt is one of the best face sculpts that
Can
we have seen.
Let's take a look
Yeah.
at it.
Look at that. Ooh, yeah.
That looks great.
It's all good in here.
It's got the earmuffs.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
expression's perfect.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They're right.
Clean.
He literally
It's all-
saves the world in the end of the
Yeah.
movie.
That's true.
It's 100% just him, and he has no other help or anything.
Nope.
We threw a couple accessories in with him too, the PKE meter and the ghost trap. I know he doesn't have them in the movie, but he should.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so the one thing we've been talking about is like, if you get the deluxe set, you're gonna get the ecto, you're gonna get the conversion kit, you're getting 4 figures, you're getting the Plasma Series Ghostbusters 2 figures, plus Library Ghost and Slimer, plus 4 packs, 2 slime blowers, 4 streams, 2 ecto charger streams, and the gurney. It's almost like a full accessory set too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is.
And
It's
so
a
much of
ton
it
of
is
stuff.
never
Best
seen
case
before.
scenario.
Yeah.
I have seen comments after launch saying this is the most like cohesive and deluxe HasLab there's been as of yet, and I think that means something. I know it means something to me as a toy collector, as far as like the amount of value you get. So thank you for
Yeah.
making this a reality.
Thank you. Those are the nicest things
Yeah.
anyone's ever said to me.
Cool.
Um,
Was it just like we rehearsed before?
So I know that while we also had, it's a little bit hard to understand exactly how big these models are in real life because, it's a little bit difficult to see. I believe we have an in-universe measurement device that we could potentially use in the form of a
Abigail?
Yes.
golden sponge cake.
Golden sponge cake.
Okay, we have 2 golden sponge cakes here.
Close these doors. We'll put it on this side. All right.
All right, so
In comparison.
wow.
That's a big ecto.
Yeah.
Ecto.
So, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It has been an absolute delight, and we are so thankful that you guys are excited about the project, and we
Sure.
hope that everybody at home is also excited about the current Ghostbusters Anniversary Edition Ectomobile HasLab.